Welcome to Jill on Money, powered by The Compound. I am Jill Schlesinger, certified financial planner, CBS News business analyst. I'm joined by my co-host, Mark Talascio, executive producer, king of all things web. I can't believe you don't want the title of chief operating officer.
No, it's too goofy.
Really?
Yeah, why?
I don't know. You're going to need another job.
I don't care about titles.
Okay.
Just keep the job going, and I'm good. I don't care about titles.
I'm never going to be able to retire.
No pressure.
I'm working for this guy. That's it. And for all of you. Now, this program, we are so happy. We've launched this recently. We love doing video. We're going to add more video elements if Mark does his job, actually.
I don't think that's up to me.
Why?
I think that's these guys.
But you have to give them stuff to put up.
Okay, but you need to tell me what you want them to put up.
Well, I want those Ed Slott grids.
Tax charts?
Tax charts. I want tax charts. I want, like, maybe when we find out where somebody's from, we can put a picture of it up there.
You should ask Duncan, see if it's doable.
Oh, Duncan, are you kidding me? These guys build gorgeous charts. They have people who have like 4,000 charts on their shows, and they're like, look at this, chart on, chart off, chart on, chart. I don't do that. I would just basically trust Duncan to put the right graphic up at the right time. I guess that Josh and Michael don't. They feel like you have to say chart on and chart off. Duncan, haven't you trained them better yet?
It's a thing.
It's a thing. They love it. Okay. All right. We are going to add more. What other visual elements should we add? That will be a question. Mark, show everyone your almonds.
Is this like a plug for, I won't show the brand.
What is it, Trader Joe's?
Trader Joe's.
Okay, it's fine. That place is crazy, though. It's like too crowded.
Trader Joe's is good for a handful of things.
Nuts.
Otherwise, pretty useless, I find. No.
Yeah, it's not my, I mean.
If you're into processed food and packaged food,
right.
It's heaven.
People swear by the frozen stuff there.
Yeah, that's junk.
Oh, my God.
It's junk.
People are busy. They're not sitting at home all day like you are.
Yeah. Just turn around and look at the sodium. That's all you need to see.
Oh, boy. Here we go. Mark is an excellent cook, by the way. So I will maybe you should be bringing, you know what? Now that we're here, it's time for you to bring some sauce for me. Passarella, yeah? Mark makes an amazing sauce. Amazing. Okay. So we're going to start bringing in some food here. And if you've got a financial question or need a recipe recommendation from Mark, you can go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button, and we would be delighted to have you come on the air. Don't forget, you can join us for audio, video for this program. You can join us for Jill on Money Live. That's our webinar series. We got 4 webinars for $35 plus great bonus content. Mark, is there a way for you to determine which videos that we've posted behind the paywall are the most popular?
Yeah, of course.
All right. So tell me what's like the popular, what's popping?
It's, I think the first one we did is the one with the most views, Ed Slott.
Okay. And then what else do people like? Like, that's when I get wonky. Like, I love Gina Smilek. She's the New York Times author who wrote that big, deep book about the Federal Reserve, but maybe other people didn't like that as much.
I don't think everyone likes her as much as you do.
Oh, boy.
Because she goes deep in the weeds, right?
Yeah, I love her. I love that weedy, nerdy girl thing.
Stahoviak was popular.
Oh, yeah. He's good. Jean Chatzky, Her Money. She's a good one.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if people like this video. Right now, we have got Susan, who's joining us from the Southeast. Susan, woo! Welcome aboard. How are you?
I'm doing great this morning. Thanks.
What brings you to us today?
Well, I've been a long time Jill on Money listener, I guess I would call it. I started a little prior to the pandemic when y'all went to daily, but then have kind of dove in headfirst into the Jill on Money world, and went back and listened to all the prior episodes as a goal for myself. And the last couple of weeks of December, I think, and then one of the videos on the compound, you were commenting, I guess I would say, about the people who had 18 different funds in their either 401k or their IRA or whatever it was. And it was a repeated theme a couple of different times. And so it hit me like I've been kind of focused on bigger picture things per Ed Slott and Mark, about conversions and things like that. And I probably have between individual stocks and funds, like 30 or 40 funds.
Wow.
Across the different types of accounts. And then I know I have a widowed mother who is elderly, and I know that I will be inheriting some things from her. So I will probably, because she has some overlap of the things I have, but then she has things I don't have. So it'll probably be like 50 or
Ay, ay,
60.
ay.
I don't even
Ay,
know.
come
And a
on.
lot of it is, overlapping funds that either mimic each other, because I had a bunch of rollover IRAs, and I had, like a Vanguard from one company and a Fidelity from another company, and then I opened a Schwab, and so it was kind of what was their fund, if
Okay,
that
hold
makes
on,
sense.
Susan. I'm going to interrupt for a second. So
That's
let's
fine.
let's get to some basics. How old are you?
56.
Are you married or single or partnered?
Think I'm single.
Once we clean this up, we're going to get her partnered up because we need to, she'll have 4 or 5 funds. It'll be a much cleaner story to sell. I'm totally kidding. How old is your mom?
86.
Okay. Are you still working, Susan?
I am sort of part-time. I'm in a somewhat of a sandwich with an 86-year-old mother and a daughter who just turned 18.
Oh, okay. 18-year-old daughter. What's daughter doing?
She just started her first semester of college, January 9th, I
All
think it
right.
was.
That's awesome. Congratulations. How are you paying for college, or how is she paying for college?
Well, she/me, we have been blessed with grandparents who contributed to a 529. And she is currently going to like the community college in my town and living at home.
Oh, God, I love
So
this girl.
tuition was not very expensive at all.
How much money's in the
Um,
529 right now?
about 85.
Okay, great. And when you said you work part-time, how much do you earn?
About 40.
Okay. And does mom live with you, or is she's on her
No,
own? Okay.
she's on her own.
And nearby though, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, about 30 minutes away.
Okay. But she can take care of herself?
As of right now, yes.
Hmm. That doesn't sound like wildly encouraging. As of right now, like, and any minute it's going to be your house or what?
No, not quite. But I mean, I go and do a lot of stuff around her house for her because she's just not, physically. I don't want her on ladders. I don't want her doing certain things because she's 86 years old.
Does she drive?
She still drives, but that's becoming
A
more of
thing.
a questionable thing.
Okay, can I tell you this? I'm on the phone with my mother today before the show starts, and my mom's 84. And she said to me, "Oh, I got into a fender bender on the Henry Hudson Parkway. I was in bumper to bumper traffic." My mother's a terrible driver for 60 years, 65 years of bad driving. So I said to her, Mom, it's enough already with the driving. Like, you don't have to drive into the city and da da da. Da." She goes on to tell me how much it costs to fix the fender bender. I'm like, that's a lot of trips to New York City and Uber.
Right. Right.
So I am very hyper focused on this issue since I am touched by it myself. And as a woman in her 50s, all of your friends, I'm sure if you have a parent who is alive, you're all facing this same question. It's like, why
Yes.
are we letting this happen? This seems very dangerous. It's crazy. It's funny. My aunt and uncle are in town from Australia. My aunt says that when you turn 80 in Australia, you have to take a driver's test every year.
Oh, I'm all for that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That would be good.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, that would be good.
So, Susan, how much money have you socked away in retirement? Give us the retirement amount and then non-retirement.
Retirement is about $1 million
Great.
in retirement
Okay.
between traditional and Roth,
Okay.
and then a little over 350 in non-qual.
Okay. Non-qualified. Susan using a little bit of the
Eh,
lingo.
And she's single.
Yes,
Oh.
I'm liking this.
Yeah, some of this you might want to edit. I can give you percentages instead.
No, that's
Um,
good. That's good. Wait a second. So and you have the 40 grand in part-time income. Is that enough to support you, or do you have to dip into these accounts?
Well, I was until December 31st was getting child support.
Aha.
And so between those, I was kind of making it work, and I was dipping into the brokerage account just for extra things.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yes, of course. So now,
uh,
just to be clear, now how much money do you think you need to pull from the brokerage account? About.
About probably 20, 25.
Okay. That's fine. And so do you have money in cash also, just bank money, safe money, money market?
Yeah, I've got a little over 20. I had my furnace and my refrigerator both break in December, so that went down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've also had to pay my estimated taxes because that's the other thing that I've been doing is per Ed Slot. And even prior to Ed Slot, I've been converting from my traditional to my Roth because I'm currently in a really low tax bracket
Mm-hmm.
and I'm head of household.
Oh,
So I've
interesting.
got some wiggle room there
Yep.
to convert while I'm in this low bracket. So I've been moving money from my traditional to my Roth,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm pulling from either my kind of my emergency fund ish money or selling stuff in my brokerage to cover the estimated taxes.
Okay, but when you're selling in the brokerage, are you actually triggering a long-term capital gain when you're doing that usually?
It depends on how much I've converted because partially it's 0% capital gains.
Right.
And then occasionally, depending on how much I've converted and how closely I've kind of hit it, sometimes it pops into the 15%.
I'm not worried about paying 15%, but this is
Well, and
also
that's
right. And in some respects, I almost like, so in that brokerage account, how many different funds and stocks do you have?
ooh,
About.
20.
Come on.
These are funds or individual stocks?
In the brokerage, it's mostly individual stocks.
Why do you have all these individual stocks? Are you a maven? Are you a listener of the Compound and Friends? Are you
This was all I was similar to my children being because I have a son as well. Similar to my children being blessed with 529s. Way before 529s, I had grandparents who did UTMAs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that was my college money. And then what was left was mine to do with as I chose. And then some first jobs I had, I did ESPPs. And so it was kind of a combination of that. But I hired a financial advisor in the early 90s
Mm-hmm.
who did individual stock picks.
Okay. But you're managing this all yourself now, right?
I mean, yes. She actually retired. And so I took it over and did it myself. And then since then, I've just bought ETFs, no
Okay.
more individual stocks, but I haven't sold a lot of the stuff that I've held.
Mark, what do you think about this? This is all fascinating to me. So just to be, let's run down these. So, last question. How much money does mom have?
A lot.
A lot, like 5 million or 10 million?
No, well, not that much.
That's a lot to me.
I would probably say 3.
That's good.
You have
All right,
And
siblings?
half of it will come to me.
Yeah.
All right.
But still, we do not want your mom to make any changes with all of those stocks. I'll tell you why. Do you know how cost basis works upon
Right.
death?
I'll get the step up. Yeah.
Yes. So for everyone listening, you don't like to mess around with someone who's 86-year-old account unless there's something really bad going on, because upon death, you as the person who inherits the money gets a step up in cost basis. The date of death valuation of that asset is where you're triggering your cost basis. So that's when you can clean all of her stuff up. For your brokerage, I mean, Mark, what should she do about all these different individual stocks?
It's not the way I operate. It's way too many for my liking. It would drive me nuts. I mean, I really would need to really look at them and see what the cost basis is, if there's any losses.
Are there any losses?
No.
No, there can't be.
No.
It's from 100 years
no
ago.
losses.
Well,
I mean, and that's there have been through the years, there have been a couple of small losses, and I've sold a couple things here and there to get cash to do some of the other things. But for the most part, I've held them for 25 years. They're all gains.
can you sell any of these things and still stay in the 0 or 15% tax bracket?
Yes, and also it depends on how much I convert of my Roth controls how much I can stay in the 0%. Does
I,
that make sense?
yeah. I mean, as you're selling things to pay for these conversions, I would try and start eliminating some of these stocks. How many funds? You said you've been adding index funds along the way. How many funds do you have?
Right. I only have, I don't think I have any index funds in my regular brokerage. Those are all in my Roth and my traditional.
So the brokerage is 100% individual stocks.
Yes.
I don't know what to say about this. This is a tough one.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, because there's obviously tax consequences.
Yeah. I mean, look, I never like to let the tax tail wag the investment dog. However, I think that you're now onto this as like a general strategy so that if you are pulling out 20 to 25 grand a year in terms of like your need, that could be the way that you start cleaning it up, is that little by little you start getting rid of some of these holdings.
Right.
I'm wondering about the Roth conversion, though, to be honest with you. How much is Roth? How much is traditional right now of the million?
Right now, because I've been converting for the last probably 5 years, just shy of 6 is the Roth, and about 425 is the traditional.
Mark, how would you feel about her stopping that right now?
I'm fine because I feel like this brokerage account, she kind of needs it to live on.
Yeah, we need that money right now. So I think that we stop doing the conversion. I get that you did
Really?
it. Yeah. I think that that's actually what we've uncovered is the real issue. And that is that, yes, you want to clean these accounts up, but I'm not worried about you long term. You're going to get $1.5 million from your mother, or maybe something less, $1 million, depending, on what happens. You have money. I think that the brokerage account, as you start selling those assets to clean it up, you want to make sure you have enough money. So again, the beginning of the year, you're going to need 20 or 25 grand. You can free up 20 to 25 grand, sell those stocks that you need to sell. You'll hopefully clean stuff up along the way, and you'll live on that to supplement what essentially the finished child support payment. You'll be like taking that from your brokerage account, and you're fine. You're good. Like, we can pull money out of your traditional account 5 or 6 years from now, really 4.5. But, we don't have to worry about this. You've done the hard work right now.
She's done a good chunk of conversions as is. Like
exactly.
600,000 in Roth, 400 pre-tax. I mean, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, me too.
I don't want to deplete the brokerage account.
Yeah, we need that brokerage account to stay intact. And you can watch yourself and again, you're in a low tax bracket, so you can sell stuff and you will still be selling long-term capital gains, hopefully mostly at the 0%, a little bit at 15%. You don't have to go crazy and do this all at once, Susan.
Okay, so you'd sell and just hold it in cash for now.
Yeah, for that's you need $2,000 a month, right? You need that to live on.
Right.
And try to eliminate as many funds as possible. Like that, try and whittle this down.
Yeah. You really only need like 5 exchange traded funds, if that.
Right.
Really. There's really not like, a US stock, an international stock, a US bond, maybe a little commodity. I'm not thinking like, what's the 5th? I don't know, real estate
international
fund?
bond, some people say.
I don't know, maybe.
It's up to you.
It's up to you. You don't need more than that. If you want a fund money account of stocks, do it in your IRA account where you don't have to worry about cost basis.
Right.
But
listen, I want you to just think about one thing. You came on and talking about all the different funds. We went into your Roth conversion strategy. So I want to leave you with this, Susan. As oftentimes when people come on the air, one issue is raised and we uncover another. So I think that what we're now saying to you is, look, you've done an amazing job converting. You've got all that money. You've paid the tax on it. Terrific. Now, next step, let's make sure that your brokerage account, you free up the money you need for your cash flow on an annual basis. You've got to be able to do that. That's great. But you don't need to do it. Don't sell as you need the money. Figure out what you need from this account. Free it up now so that you don't have to worry about stocks going up or down. You know what your liability is, and do that on an annual basis. And you will clean things up just like that. One last thing, Susan. Have you and your mom both done your estate planning?
Yes, for both of us. I know hers is outdated. She did it right after my father passed in 2007. So hers probably needs to be updated. And mine, now that my children are both adults, probably needs to be updated. But yes, we both have documents in place.
What do you have? One other thing, Mark?
Yeah, I was going to say just before we wrap up, in terms of cleaning things up in those tax deferred accounts, you can do that now.
Right. That is exactly right. So let's make sure we do that.
The goal should be 4 or 5 funds. That's it.
Yes.
Okay. So I should just start going in and just sell. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to find the perfect time to do it. So just do it.
Just do it.
Okay.
All right.
Well, see, and I was kind of like, well, it's okay that all these rollovers rolled in with shares. It's okay to keep all these different funds because it's not hurting me in any way.
Well, it's not hurting you, but it's like clean it up.
Yeah.
It's very inefficient. I'm sure. I think you said it at the beginning of the call. There's probably a lot of overlap in there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there definitely is. I mean, I pulled them up and I've got like VOO and SPY and QQQ and IVV and VTI.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all they're all overlapping each other.
We're ready
for
to
sure.
move on. All right, we're gonna call time on this. So thank you so much, Susan. You're a super fan. We so appreciate you. If you have a strategy that you are executing right now, or you've got tons and tons of different holdings, and you're trying to clean things up, give us a holler. Go to JillOnMoney.com. Click the contact us button, and we would be delighted to have you join us on this program. It is such a great privilege to talk to you every week, and we thanks. You see that, Mark? I'm losing my mind here. Take two. Or just run it. Duncan, John, Dan, Nicole, everyone at the compound, Rob, who if he's left the room. We thank you so much for helping us put this program together every single week. And we would like you to try to do something nice for someone else today. We'll make that person feel better. I promise it's going to make you feel better. Thanks to Mark. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thank you for listening. See you next week.